across the country, including here in New York. Good morning, Aaron.
36 people arrested here in New York, and the Trump administration now plans for stepped-up immigration enforcement in 3 major cities each week. This morning, federal agents are intensifying the Trump administration's promise of mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. In New York, heavily armed agents moving into an apartment in the Bronx. Their target, 25-year-old Anderson Zambrano Pacheco, a purported Venezuelan gang member wanted in connection with a home invasion and kidnapping in Aurora, Colorado.
There was a loud bang, so I'm assuming they used one of those things where they open the door.
Nearly 36 were arrested in the New York City operation.
My understanding is that they had specific names of people who committed crimes, serious offenders, and those are exactly the people that we want removed from the state of New York.
In Florida, authorities arresting 12 people in Tallahassee they say were in the U.S. illegally. In Miami, more than 12 Chinese migrants taken into custody. And this Georgia woman says her husband was arrested while in church. Now she wonders whether she and her children will be next. Authorities say they're targeting violent criminals, but acknowledge other immigrants will likely be swept up too.
Our focus is the most violent criminal illegal aliens that are in our investigations and in other investigations in the federal government law enforcement community.
And if others get swept up in an operation, that's okay? That's acceptable?
I think that is very likely to happen.
The Trump administration is publicizing daily arrest numbers, but not saying how many have committed violent crimes.
How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals.
Fear is growing in this community of migrant farm workers in California. Some are sheltering at home, too scared to go to work or take their kids to school.
They're scared to go outside. They're asking neighbors and friends who have status to drive them back and forth because they're concerned that they may be targeted.
Thousands of undocumented immigrants with and without criminal records have been arrested so far since Trump has been in office. In Georgia, the White House says the goal is